Today's broadcast was brought to you in part by the sold-out Baltimore Music Awards. Let your voice be heard at the 2017 BMAs. Polls are now open for this 7th annual red carpet event honoring Baltimore. The voting polls, however, close on Sunday, so cast your votes. The BMAs is December the 5th. We're going to have another battle of the sexes. Roxii and Whitley. Sexist.
Hey, y'all, it's the Roxii and Devil Egg Show. It's like, it's the Roxii and Whitley Show. I'm Roxii.
And I'm Whitley with the L.
Whitley with the L.
Oh, and we do have our buddy.
This little tacky hoe over here.
Tacky hoe. A.K.A. Bishop Bop. A.K.A. Brother Bop.
And then guess who's back with this beautiful platter.
Yes, this is Chef Bats of Kitty and Taste Buds Catering. Happy to be back. Hope y'all
brought us some
enjoy the
samples.
treats.
So last week we had we didn't get enough time to cover everything we wanted to cover. So
we didn't get to go in, basically.
We didn't get to go in. So we're gonna just go straight in on part 2 of parenting and the Black community.
No Vaseline.
Yeah.
No,
all right, Bob, you start. We never let you talk, so you say, so go.
Let me get in here.
Get in there.
So we're gonna start with medicating children. So we're gonna start from single parents, if that's all right. Because I mean, you know, if two people put their heads together and say we want to medicate our child, that's a whole nother thing. But single parents single moms raising boys, medicating children too early, unnecessarily. Like, how y'all feel about that? Like, about medicating children?
Medicating, like if they're sick or just because?
Yeah, so if they're sick. So if you bring your child to the doctors, you have a school age child, and I tell you, you know what, he's hyper. Oh. You know, it was recommended that his teacher said that, you know, he might have ADHD, so he needs to take some medicine. So what you?
Oh, no, I'm not with none of that.
I mean, I was actually in that scenario. Like, my daughter, she was diagnosed with ADHD initially by her teacher, and then I actually took her to the doctor, and the doctor confirmed it. But the doctor said, she's 4. We're not giving her any medicine. She doesn't need medicine. We can, manage it with our medication. I agreed. So the teacher came back to me so what did they say about any type of medication? Like, I'm not giving my child medication. She just needs patience, and she needs some redirection, and that's your job. So
and nurturing. You left out that one?
If you can't do,
Nurturing.
Yeah, that too. Nurturing is important also. And the teacher can handle it. So I moved, and she goes to a new school now where they can handle it.
Right. Yeah. And that's what I think they try to do. They try to cover up that whole ADHD thing with the medication, and they don't have patience for these kids.
I'm actually going through that as we speak. My only son is just turned 9, and he was diagnosed with autism when he was 3, I believe. Autism and ADHD, and I was just like Roxii. I was like, I refuse. We're not medicating him because I feel like it was so many different things: occupational therapy, physical therapy, speech therapy, all those different outlets that he needed to bring him up to par with the rest of his class. Now he's 9. He's still not on medication, and he's off the hook. And I say that. I stand here unperfect. He is off the hook. I get a call almost every other day. It is so stressful with my son. He's getting to the point where everything that we've tried is not working. And they're like, well, what do you feel about medicating him? And I'm still not gung-ho about it, but I'm looking into other outlets. I'm looking into I don't care who judge me if you want. I looked into cannabis oils. I looked into, getting him into things that will help him kind of redirect that energy. Like he wants to do karate. We're looking at football. I looked at all types of things. I'm still not for the medication.
That's a good idea. How you handle on that.
There's a holistic pediatrician in near Wegmans.
Yes, that's
and I hear she's really good. She works with a lot of special needs children.
And I'm actually thank you for telling me that, reiterating that, because somebody else said that to me.
Her name's Teresa. What's her last name? I'll text it to you.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna take them out.
And I actually went to see a holistic doctor myself, and I like them because they have more patience with people than the regular doctor. The regular doctors want to rush you out the office and all that, but the holistic doctor is really trying to get the root of the problem, and they have more patience. They listen to you, and they're trying to, figure it out the natural way.
Yeah, and that's what I want to do, man. I just feel like everybody just wants to make the kid pop pills, and I'm like, if they become dependent on that, their behavior
and the ass whooping won't help, because it's an actual special need. They need special attention. Now, so people need to know that you can't beat these. Like, no, for real though, because
I will say you're right and you're wrong. Because I will say my son is highly functional. He knows right from wrong. So Desi does get his ass whipped.
You definitely said that last time. If he bit somebody, I bit him back.
Yeah, I had to keep. Like, you have to have the positive and the negative reinforcement. Like, today he had a good day in school because his one-on-one told him if he did this right, then he would get, this would be the reward. Though that's the type of kid he is. And I'm okay with him being that kind of kid. But I'm also okay with putting my foot up his ass if I need to, when he's not doing what it is he's supposed to do and he knows better. The things that he can't control, I can tell when he can't control.
But you're able to raise your child. See, that's why a lot of people don't get to raise their child and see their child come up and know how to tend to their child.
That's true too.
It's sad but true. Like, they grow up in the same household, but
because
we're both out the door in the morning. You're going to school.
You were saying that the parents work a lot and they don't have time
to really cater to tell people all the time. Hold on, we got like a 5-minute video. Whitney, she a videographer.
So Bob, you were saying for one of your questions the other day, you were saying that they medicate boys more than they medicate girls, and I was saying maybe boys and girls have different behaviors. What type of babies does your son have when he's acting out?
He's destructive.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah, he's very destructive.
That was a good point, though.
He broke all my closet doors. He's put holes in walls, not with his fist, with like objects. He'll steal. He just does things that you look at him like, really? You really did
like
that?
Boy stuff.
Right. To the extreme, way to the extreme, like to the point where he's like, breaking the baby's toys, and they're like, oh my god,
boy stuff.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like with my daughter, she's more like, she just can't stay. She just like Barbie dolls, ponies, clothes. Want to change my clothes, change my shoes, change my clothes. Like clothes here, downstairs, upstairs, run up downstairs. Like just,
my son too.
She's just everywhere.
That's my son too.
Barbie dolls, ponies.
Caden has like Caden and Cassidy. I love them. My daughters have 2 different personalities.
Right.
Like Caden is tear the house down straight like that. Cash, put a little music on, one dance. You feel me?
That's Cam.
Just like chill out. But
that's my oldest.
She's independent in the same sense, but she's still just real rough. Like, she's like, that's gonna be my tomboy.
My daughter said she wants to be a boxing ballerina.
Yeah,
boxing.
She said she wants to be a boxing ballerina. My daughter, all she did was hit her heavy bag.
Whoa.
That's what's up.
As soon as she comes home from school, she's hitting her heavy bag.
Sorry for her boyfriend.
That's what's up. She's trying to say that I can be a dainty and pretty woman, but don't mess with me.
Yeah, she asked me to buy her a heavy bag and gloves when she was 4 years old.
So, do you guys, for discipline, we talked about beating the kids and all that. Do you guys take stuff away from your kids?
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Do you see that it works?
It works for me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Especially like the thing that they love the most.
Yep.
Small children.
I used to be like real petty and like break it.
Yeah.
I don't do that no more.
I used to throw cars away. Like, I used to let him watch me and they'd be gone forever. Like, I'm not playing. I'm not digging in that trash.
God.
Like when I first had my son, like he like 3 years old, and I was a new parent, and he drew on my wall. So I took his crayons and I broke them and I threw them down steps. I threw them, broke them all up, threw them. Yeah. No more crayons.
Kylie like to draw on every damn thing.
Remember he drew all over the dresser? With my eyeliner.
I was sick. I came to work like, what?
I was knocked out too. He drew the alphabet all on. Like, okay, I'm glad you know your letters.
Right.
Okay. So, Roxie, you said why do people praise single fathers more than single mothers?
They do. It seems like people praise men for being single fathers, but single women get like a stigma.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I agree.
I think that's true in the sense that single mothers get looked at like, what didn't you do to keep a guy around, like, you know, stuff like that. But I don't know about the single fathers getting a lot of praise. Women seem to like single fathers. Like, oh, you're such a good father. I mean, but that is a women seem to be attracted to that.
But like, because in a black, because I think my opinion is because a lot of black fathers have a bad reputation for being deadbeats.
That could be true.
So that's what I think is the direct effect of that.
So it's like,
many fathers are rare.
Yeah, because it's rare. It's rare. So when you see a single father, you like.
Yeah. But that's the issue right there. Because it's rare, it's supposed to be like put on a pedestal. I think that is the most double standard thing in the world, only because I know you. I know my baby father. I know a lot of other good fathers out there. So yes, I do praise y'all, but I don't feel like you should give me a pat on my back because I'm doing what I'm supposed to do because I birthed this baby. Like when people say, "Okay, you're such a mother," I'm like, "Thanks, but I really don't need you to thank me because this is my blessing." Like people don't understand. Most of your blessings, they don't come from like working hard and taking care of other people. It's taking care of your seeds, like taking care of the things that you brought on this earth. God gave you that blessing. So for a man to not do what a woman is supposed to do, he's a deadbeat. Okay, we acknowledge that, let's push him to the side. But for a man who's doing what he's supposed to do, the exact same thing that a woman is doing, there should be no extra praise. It should just be what it is. You're a single father. I salute you. That's great. You're wonderful. Moving on.
I'm glad that you fall into the bag.
I'm glad that you're not a bad guy.
But the hand clap, it doesn't.
I'm glad that you said that because I'm glad that you said that because last week this girl had put up, I have to question your motherly skills, your parenting skills if the father has your kids full time.
Why?
And I'm a person that my 3 kids are with their father full time. Okay. And sometimes I do hear people like, kind of praise him like, damn, because he stepped it up as a father. And people kind of judge me sometimes because I don't have my kids, but I'm like, hold the fuck up. I'm like, he is the biological father.
Just let me know when y'all want to pass the speaker stick to me.
Yeah, right. I'm about to say she is about to go.
This is the biological father. What is wrong with them being with him full time?
I don't think there's nothing wrong with it. I think it's the stories that people hear about it. Like in most cases, when something like that happens, it's normally because something negative happened. So
with the mother,
automatically assume that something must have happened. She must have got her kids taken away. They assume.
Yeah, they feel like, no, I allowed him to get full custody. I get
praise and I don't have my children enough. I don't have my children.
You feel like you
work. Like I want to have my children more. So it's funny to hear the praise, and it's definitely a difference between the praise between, because I get a good father tag, and really not a lot of people really know about the ins and outs of, you feel me, of me and my children. And
I see people get good father praise, and all they do is post a picture of that child.
Every time they get them, and post a picture.
See, that's what's wrong with
y'all. They can repost the same picture.
Go get them.
The fathers are supposed to get praise. I don't think that the father.
No, we're not saying that the father isn't supposed to get praise.
You know the problem is with women.
What's our problem? Say it with your chest.
You know what the problem is with women. I'm gonna say it. Just I couldn't hold back no more.
Okay. We listen.
I'm gonna take it to Father's Day.
Okay.
When we have Father's Day,
right?
That's a good topic.
Women like, oh my God, y'all want to take off Father's Day too. Y'all gotta come on Father's Day. Y'all gotta take.
That's the tone though.
Y'all are women. Aren't y'all women?
You know what? That's a problem.
Aren't y'all women? So when I say y'all women, it don't have to mean you woman, but y'all women. I said y'all women.
I said they do. They do it.
No, but seriously though,
wrong.
But women, you the mother and the father. No, you're the mother or the father. You're not both. Exactly. Okay,
exactly.
And so that it goes back to that. So it's like if y'all knock people for giving praise. That might be a bit much for looking out for giving them a little bit of positive reinforcement. You want more fathers to do it, so it becomes commonplace. It's commonplace for mothers, so y'all don't get the kind of accolades for doing it. But it's just like with the kids, you're giving them positive reinforcement. If you keep giving these fathers positive reinforcement, then more fathers will do it.
I think that's important. I'll say that's important. Absolutely. I never really thought of it in that way, but I want to say that's important because a lot of people don't grow up.
Right.
A lot of men I know, you know what I'm saying, don't have the bigger picture about the kid.
They just get older, but they don't grow up.
And if you abort that baby, you know what I'm saying, don't make them know.
Never mind.
You know what I'm saying? Like I bring y'all in a situation with me. I was dealing with a girl very young. You know what I'm saying? I was thinking about where I was going to school for college, stuff like this. And this girl popped up on me and she came to me after she already aborted the baby. And mind you, I'll honestly tell you how I was raised in this and the third. I felt I was happy that she did it and she handled that situation on her own because I was sensible enough to know I don't want to tell you to do with your body. But at the end of the day, I'm not ready for a child.
Right.
So you're going to say.
So you were relieved. At the end of the day,
very relieved at the end of the day, but that is a tough situation because I think on the other end, I don't think a lot of men feel like they care that much. You know what I'm saying? To not have to feed another child is good enough for them. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what you did with your body.
Did you care for this woman?
Huh?
Did you care for this woman?
I care for her, and that was tough, and I can see on her face. You feel me? That was tough. Like,
and it's going to hit you. Me being on the other side of that. It's going to hit you years later when you think back. You're like, damn, Shorty would have been 15 now or 17 or whatever the age is. That's what I'm saying. It's going to hit you on the other side at some point in time. I know because I've been there.
If you never had any other children, especially.
Yeah.
Right. But luckily, I have 2 blessings.
That's good.
Yeah, and I get what y'all saying about positive reinforcement, but what I was saying kind of went a little left. I was talking about in the aspect as far as like, well, my friend Sharice posted today. She was saying that, well, she showed a post where a man said that single mothers need to stop being so picky and just take what they're given. They don't get to be choosy because they're single mothers.
Huh? What, to have a man around that
table? Just to have a man, period.
Because so many men.
No,
because so many men.
Critics.
No, because so many men. What it is a stigma because it's so many men who say, "Oh, if she has X amount of kids as a single mother, I can't deal with her."
Okay,
that is a stigma. I knew exactly what she was.
So I've never heard a woman say, "Well, that's a lie." I've heard very few women won't date a man because he has children outside of relationship.
Yeah, what's up with that?
It's not too many.
Hold on, say that again. Say that again.
What's up with that? Women will mess with a guy with 3 or 4 kids, but men, when they hear that a girl has 3 or 4 kids, they not with that. 9 times out of 10.
You want us to explain to you why that is? Because there is a reason. There is a reason.
Because y'all scared of the baby father?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Because they didn't push. Because they didn't push more out that cruise.
Because it's 3 different niggas. So what do you mean? How we scared of 3 different niggas?
Mine's all by the same dude.
Y'all scared all 3.
That's true. No, that's a joke. No, but in seriousness, so once again, what is expected from men is different than what is expected from women.
Okay, you can't.
So therefore, using our rational as men. Now, I mean, y'all got the other side of it, but I'm saying using our rational as men. If we go into a relationship where the woman has 3 or 4 kids, especially if they're young, it's going to be this expectation for him to
step in and do.
Yes, exactly. Especially if the father's not. Especially if the father's not around.
What if the father's in life?
Listen,
okay, if the father's in the light, it's just.
I'm speaking on my situation.
If the father's in the light, I don't care about that because I think the way you have to appeal to a mother of this many. You have to be a father figure.
Exactly.
Like I don't care.
And men are scared of that.
All fathers in
right.
You gotta have that kind of vibe about.
I'm gonna tell you something.
I have no niggas gonna be around my children if you're not a stand-up guy, and you get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
First of all, I know too many women. First of all, and I'm just learning this. A lot of women that I've been around been sexually abused.
Yeah,
it's not to be taken lightly who's being around your kids.
Definitely.
So yeah, it needs to be a stand-up guy. So if you got 2 and 3 baby fathers, you got 2 and 3 kids. I'm just gonna bail out. Like I just can't do that.
I want you to answer my question for me. I have one.
Oh, you
baby,
mean you?
I have one baby father,
but you got two.
and 3 kids.
You got 2 girls
and 2 baby mothers.
Yeah,
your
so
situation.
and dudes do that.
Your situation is easy. Yours is different.
A situation like,
I heard guys tell other
it's
people.
different.
My life is like this way, so why don't it? I live my life how, and you feel me? I feel I need to live. Like I don't look at myself like, oh, I got 2 kids, so I need to accept somebody with 3.
But then
like,
you,
I don't.
but
I got my preferences. You know what I'm saying? We're right to have our preferences.
so what's good for the goose is not good for the gander.
I'm not
Then
stuck that in again. My ex had 2 girls. I had 2 girls. You know how much feminine energy I had around? You know how much I had to rise to the occasion to make sure all these girls.
so you got 2 baby mothers, but you won't accept 2 baby fathers.
I mean, that's
but I can understand that.
I'm just trying to make sure that I understand what you're saying.
So
you heard me right.
Just like
what I have.
That's why he's single. That's why he's single.
Just like this, he may not cook, so he wants to be with a lady who can cook. He don't need to be with another person that can't cook.
I think that's
the same as him.
Thing. You're talking about people.
It don't matter.
About food.
It don't matter what it is.
About human beings.
It's about his
preference.
It's preferences. It's only preferences.
Definitely pressure.
Okay.
Super pressure.
Where I'm at right now.
That's like
I feel like
that's like somebody
saying
saying I'm broke. I only want to date rich people.
If you have 2, 3 kids, you need to be messing with somebody who's not in a transition in life as me. You need to be messing with somebody who's established who can do.
That's like saying I'm little mama, but I only want to date Beyonce.
Your bad days as a mother of 2. I can't help you. I can't bail you out where I'm at in life. I can't help you.
She don't need your help.
Stop that. Stop that. People are prideful. You might say you don't need my help, but one day if you fall upon a bad time,
I get it.
I'm the person who that help comes on.
All right, hold on. I want to kind of play the devil's advocate here. I want to kind of play the devil's advocate because I have 4 children. I have 4.
How many baby fathers?
I have 3 different baby fathers. Oh, I don't listen.
Right.
I don't. It is
no,
what
keep it real.
Keep kids growing up.
Yeah.
Keep old as dirt. Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, I'm older than her, so if she dirty, I'm dust.
I have 4 children. My oldest child, her father is very active. We have joint custody. My son, the only boy, his father is non-existent. He is where he is, doing what he's doing. And my twins, their father took on the role as my son's father too when we were together. Now, mind you, we were engaged. We're no longer together. We've been broken up for some years now. And he's still, and I'm in a new relationship with somebody I've known for 10 years. He still takes on that, oh no, that's my son too. So in my reality, I only have 2 baby fathers because he still takes on the role as, oh, my Desmond is my son as well. And my boyfriend, Brian, they get along perfectly. They team up. Like they both come to like a solid understanding when it comes to Desmond and the girls, because Cameron does have her father, even though he takes on the role as bonus dad to Cameron too. He's there for my daughter too, but Desmond is the one who had the missing biological father, the missing piece of the puzzle. Now, Brian dated me. Brian met me. We met 10 years ago. 10 years ago, I had a kid. I had 2 kids. No, I had a kid, and then I had Desi a year later. He basically came after me. Like even years ago, when we were just friends, we just hung out a few times. He liked me even back then. When I moved to Philly and I started a whole new life and I got engaged and I had the twins, he was like, oh my God. Like he was hurt only because it was like, dang, that should have been me.
Yeah.
Right,
but our lives went like this for a little while. They had to.
Right.
But he has no children. Now, I will say this. Every man that I've ever been in a serious relationship with has never had any kids. Why has it happened that way? I have no idea.
Same shit happened to me. I always meet guys with no kids.
That's how it's always happened to me.
So
now Brian pursuing me. Him pursuing me, he came in. If you're pursuing me, you already know I have these little human beings running around. You're coming in knowing that she's about her shit. She's not going to play with no games with me. I can't play no games with her. I do have to step up as a man to make sure her kids are good. If there's been a time where I really don't need him, he always says I'm too independent. I'll tell him that I do need him. He's like, no, you don't. And he tells me, like, you're so independent, like, you can lean on me. I'm so used to leaning on just myself and not having anybody. So I'm not used to, like, babe, can I have, or can you pay this? Or I'm not used to that. He had to come in and literally take some of that from me, like, get off, like, I got you. Right. So it is days where I may be saying, damn, I'm fucking money, like, ain't nobody booking. And I am going to need him. I'm going to have to reach out because at the end of the day, he's still my man. And he's in my household. He's helping take care of these kids now. Like how we look at it as, whatever Sean does, whatever, you know, my ex-fiance does.
What's his name?
Whatever my ex does, that's bonus. And my daughter's father is an awesome freaking dad. Like, we have our troubles or whatever back and forth, but I don't have any complaints. So, but whatever they do is bonus. Brian says this is our household, so everybody under this household, I have to provide for.
Yes.
And a lot of men, they can't handle that because they feel like they can't step up to the plate.
It's rare.
It's rare. I got a question then.
But that's real.
I got a question then.
That's real.
So
that's crazy.
Do you refuse to date a woman with 2 or more children because you just feel like you aren't ready to handle that? Or do you actually look down on them? Because there's some men that look down
on them at all. First of all,
and do you think that
people can look at me the same? Go ahead.
Like, you don't actually look down on them, but some men say a lot of negative things, and they do seem like they look down on them. But do you think that's because they know deep down inside they can't handle that on their plate, so they try to?
So let me touch that.
They try to pass the blame over.
Of course,
Absolutely.
I'm sensible. I'm not going for a woman with 2 children because I have 2 of my own that I'm trying to find my own way to do for them.
That makes sense.
You feel me? My 2. So to give love to your 2. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? My children suffer a little bit there. So at the end of the day, it's not that I look at your children like any less than my children, but at the end of the day, I need to take all these children and make them all happy and accommodate for all of them. Yeah. Right now, where I'm at in life, I'm still trying to help myself. Period.
And that makes perfect sense. And you can say that, but do you think guys bash women because they're not ready to admit that, like you are?
Of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
So instead of saying they're not ready, they say, "Oh yeah, I'm not dealing with no." Like,
she's a hoe.
Yeah.
First of all, stop. Let's talk about this. You have 3 children by one man. Yeah. One man. Y'all know how much history that is? Nobody's following behind that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody, no, literally. No, literally. It's really. No man is really gonna follow behind that. Listen, it's better if she had 3 different.
True, it would be easier. It would be easier for her. That's true.
I don't got no connections with none of them. We just had a baby.
It's about.
I mean, we would have done it, but it ain't nothing. That history's done.
Especially since you've been with him
It's about getting to know somebody. Like,
over.
That was when we were young. We've been broken up for 5 years now.
That's not a long time.
That's not a long time.
For me, that's a long time. He's engaged to somebody else.
Yeah.
That's
your whole.
How long is his engagement?
They're not getting married.
They're not getting married. Let's.
They've been.
Why should just put it out there?
Like, I thought
if they get married, all close to them. But
how many years have they been engaged?
A long time. It's been at least 3 years.
Oh no, they not getting married. He's still holding on to you, babe. Just Whitley, some of the things that he's saying, some of the things he's doing, some of his random anger. Really like shit.
What just happened? She really hasn't get no date now.
I personally wouldn't go behind anybody who has 3 children by now.
God damn.
I'm not gonna say that I would. I just wouldn't chase her. If it happened, it happened. But I wouldn't go after.
On a different level.
My boyfriend was like, your kids.
Oh, y'all, come on, let's go.
I don't got time. I ain't even.
My husband.
But that's because he fell in love with you.
Yeah, and he did what he wanted.
Like, whatever it is. That's
my husband didn't like kids. Didn't want no kids.
It's not about all that. It's not about all that.
Man, stand-up men are gonna be stand-up men forever.
Absolutely.
And first of all, me and her left this show last time with you talking about how we love that you had black love. We love that we saw in your man eyes. You get what I'm saying? It's about
he was here support, and that's another big one, like support.
Yeah,
like he came to the show to support you.
Man,
that speaks volumes right there.
That's my best friend.
My little
positive shit to my baby mothers. You know what I'm saying? None of us on a relationship level. None of us. You feel me? I haven't dealt with
like, I know y'all family.
But I pump them up because you know what? That's what we really are.
Y'all family.
We are family. That's how they work together. First of all, out the equation. You know what I'm saying? Now, that's why I be telling people it's not because of me. You feel me? Niggas be like, my nigga, I see your baby mothers. Yeah, this and that. Nigga, it ain't me. It's mature black women who have kids and know about the bigger picture and know that my children are family. You feel me? So it ain't no reason to raise them with tension between the two. Like, what is that? Like, first of all, you know what I'm saying? But that's why I know none of us want each other.
Nobody want each other.
Nobody want each other.
That's how it is with my ex and Brian. Like, they met when my birthday time was all love. Now, whenever my ex calls down from Philly, you know, to check in on the girls and me, he asked about him, how he doing over there on the road. He liking it, what's going on. Like,
that's what's up.
And I like that because he realized that he couldn't do what I needed him to do as a man. So I left that alone. I was single for a bit, and then when me and Brian started dating, he was like, "That's a good look." He was like, "I mean, it's somebody that's been your friend," and I'm happy he wasn't looking at it like, "Oh, he been your friend the whole time. This nigga wanted you." Like he was in the shadows because Brian always respected my relationship. He would check in on me when I lived in Philly, making sure I was good, telling me how proud he was, but he never overstepped those boundaries when we were just friends. And I something you had just said, and I wanted to. I dated a guy who was like that, who, he really, really wanted to be with me, but he felt like he couldn't give me what I needed him to give me as far as on a level with my children. Right. He was like, I love your kids, I love you, but he was like, I don't really have nothing to give right now. Like, he's like, I really don't have nothing to give.
At least he was honest instead of...
I was about to say, you got to respect the people who are honest.
He was so honest.
Instead of making it seem like that it's you. Just say that you just can't.
Right.
Because women with a lot of kids shouldn't feel any type of...
I don't
have to feel bad about bring it. Like, those are whole blessings.
Yeah. You know that's the first thing. When I meet somebody, that's one of the first things I say off the top. I have 3 kids because I'm giving you the opportunity to lead.
Right, nigga. Right. You run,
And I've been in situations twice where I've heard behind my back that guys was like, I don't know about her because she got 3 kids. Like, I like her, but she got 3 kids. And one guy, he was acting like he really liked me the whole time. He wanted to be with me, but the guy was like, no.
Like, listen,
he probably did. He probably wasn't.
I've talked to people, listen, I don't need to smoke weed. You know what I'm saying? I can't afford it. I can't afford to have it. You know what I'm saying? Listen. My man said, listen to me. He said, check this out. I'm going to hustle harder to afford my motherfucking habit. You don't stress to me about my weed. I need my weed. Right. So that's what I'm doing is I'm going harder every day so I can afford my shit, what I need. And honestly, that's what it is for that guy who's going to be there for your kids. He's going to go the extra mile. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's all right if you're a guy and you can't go the extra mile because you try to figure it out for yourself. But it's way different for me because
I don't need nobody to provide for my kids.
But men want to feel like they have.
First of all, that's what we're expecting to do. So
that's dead.
That's what I'm saying about y'all.
I said the same thing.
A man.
I said the same thing.
And I can if you're honest. And I can if you're honest.
No. Well, first of all, if you got a nigga who's not trying to be a protective provider, he's a fuckboy.
No, I'm saying
all day long.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? So just that. If he's not trying to be a protective provider and provide for you and yours, he's a fuckboy. You know what I'm saying? If he's a fuckboy and he's honest. He's like, look, I'm gonna check out because I can't do what you need me to do. That's honest. But at the end of the day, men are expected to be protectors and providers.
Whitley, I'm the same way. I don't need a man for anything. I don't, I've always said that. I've always stood on my own. I've always hustled and made sure my kids had whatever they needed. I've always made it look, from the outside looking in, easy. People don't know everything I had to struggle through to get to where I am right now, but I've always been that first and front line for my children. So I went in with the same mindset. Like, I don't need you to provide for me. I don't need you to provide for my kids. Like, I got my kids. But as a man, as that structure of the household, that head of household, if he's a real man and a provider, he's going to want to do that automatically.
Right.
So you saying that you don't need that, that's fine that you don't need it. That's why it's called a bonus to you.
Right, exactly.
And your stresses and your, because it's not about what you need at that point. It's about what those kids need.
Right.
Kids need to come from a healthy household.
Right.
He come to take that pressure off.
Right. Whether it's a mother with a new man who's a great bonus dad and the dad and the biological dad on the outside supporting that household and like saying like I support what's going on and being there for his kid. However the dynamics are, however it's mixed together, it needs to be healthy for the children.
Right.
So
no, hold on. I want to elaborate on that. Remember last week we were talking when we laughed about, his daughter's mom called because basically she needed some discipline. What happened? What? Your daughter was acting up and you had to get on the phone and get your daughter in check.
Oh yeah.
And we can say all day long you don't need nobody for nothing, but it's different when you a single mom, because even still he has the kids full time, but when they come with me on the weekends and stuff, like it can still be challenging sometimes not having a man in the household.
Absolutely. Because you have all boys.
Oh yeah,
they're gonna try you. You mind me? Like they're not gonna try you.
And that's one of the good things about them being with their father.
Yeah, they need that.
Exactly.
In this day and age, I'm gonna be honest with you,
especially at the age they're at right now.
I wish I could send Desmond with his biological father. Like, go live with him.
And that was my whole comeback with that, because I'm like, why should I be mad or feel some type of way because my kids are with their father when there are women out here crying because they wish that the fathers was in their kids' lives? Like,
I mean, when they were younger, you had them, you nurtured them when they were babies, you raised them up, but at this stage of their life,
and I was crying. People don't know about my blood, sweat, and tears. Even a lot of people, I was telling my mother the other day, you can look on the outside looking in that my baby father lived with me and we were together. But guess what? My baby father was at an age where he wanted to party. Mm-hmm. I was in the house. Even though we were together, most of the time I was in the house taking care of the kids. Mm-hmm. And towards the end of the relationship, that's when he wanted to be a family man and I wanted out. Mm-hmm. And blood, sweat, and tears. I had two babies in the car seats two strollers at the same time.
Yeah, we were roommates, and you would be walking, taking a whole bop, walking them to the daycare center, like on foot.
Like, don't do. And at the end of the day, he felt like he could be a better parent than me. And I said, you know what? Try your luck. Here you go.
That's good. That's
and he likes it. He likes it. So hey.
Let me bring in the parenting and the black parenting thing. So you feel me? My children, mothers acknowledge me as a good father. You feel me? But I want my daughters to live with me. So I never express it to my youngest child brother, but I express it to my oldest child brother that, you get what I'm saying? When she gets a little of age, I want her to be with me. Mm-hmm. So all the corrective shit I'm doing in my life is to prepare for that. Right. You feel me? Okay. I'm up and be like, oh no. Won't happen.
Yeah, and it's different when you got just one. Oh my God, and a girl.
But I got two.
Oh my God.
And I already, first of all, my children made my life. You feel me? I could have been out here doing anything. Right. You know what I'm saying? But my children really, I first of all, I was raised out. Shout out to my parents. I was raised right. You feel me? But my children made it complete for me. You feel me? To not be out here on no nonsense shit. You feel me? Right. So when it get to I know where I'm gonna get. You know what I'm saying? Right. I want to have my children.
But you don't think that they should be with their mothers when they're going through that puberty stage?
I don't know nothing about it.
Do you want to deal with it?
Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really don't.
Here's the thing.
So you wouldn't want to do joint custody? Like, you have
that's fine with me.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you don't want to deal with the past.
They're
not even listening to me. First of all,
they're girls, and that's their only child. If I had just one and a girl, no, you cannot go with your father. No.
My oldest Cameron just moved with her father for the middle school year, and that's what made me come back to Baltimore. When she moved with her father, after the summer was over, when she moved with her father to go live with him for middle school, I said, "Oh, that's okay." I'm moving back to Baltimore, and I never want to come back here. And I'm not going to be here for the next year.
That's how I felt about Atlanta. That's how I felt about Atlanta. I wanted to stay in Atlanta, but being away from my kids was just
well. I actually came here to help her transition into middle school and everything like that. She was still going through puberty, just getting her cycle, and I was like, thank God I'm close, because if I was in Philly, it would have just been phone calls, or like I would hate to miss that part and help her, guide her along, the way starting middle school.
Is her father married?
No, her father, they live with the grandmother. Her grandmother has the house, so they all.
So she has some woman.
She has between her father and her grandmother, my daughter is solid, and then I'm with her a lot of the times as well, like on weekends and stuff like that. So she has a really good, solid upbringing, and I don't have to worry. But I wanted to come closer so that if she needed me, I could be like that for right there. I'm only 25 minutes away at tops. Mm-hmm. And then once the school year is over and I move to Atlanta, she spends all her summers with me. So she'll still have more of that time with me. And then
it's still a good routine.
Right. And then high school is when she'll get to this house she wants to move back with.
She's going to want to go to high school in Atlanta.
She's going to want to come back.
Colleges.
She's going to want to come back with her mother.
The colleges.
So it's Willie Bob. I'm coming to take over the topic. Yeah. And I want to say this. I want my children because I want to instill what they need to know about men.
And that's why I like showing.
Because I don't feel strongly that their mothers can do that.
I mean, you can do that
No. Yeah, I can do that from the outside.
No, that's not what I was saying.
I want to do it from the complete.
I was saying that after the whole. I was talking about after the whole period stage. That's what I was saying. After the period, not from the outside.
Listen, why can't the mother? First of all, the mother has them all the time. Why can't she take a back seat and be able to be there for her child in the smaller sense in that way?
That's what I
mean. She can, but
she has them for right. So what you're saying is she can play an integral part of shaping them and helping puberty without being there every day. Like,
and that's what
she doesn't have to be there.
That's what I'm doing.
So what are you gonna do?
Like
you gonna show her how to put a pad on?
That only takes 2 minutes.
No, it don't.
You're undermining the mother.
I don't remember my mother teaching me.
But you say you want her with you full time.
I want her to live with me. There's nothing wrong with that.
No,
she doesn't miss out on lesson on periods because she lives with me. First of all, so you're saying the child living with the mother?
I'm just saying what I would want. I'm speaking for myself personally. What I would want.
So what am I missing out on instilling in my children with them living with the mother? Have you ever thought of on that end?
I'm talking about what I would want. That's all I'm saying. What I would want.
Right, but I'm just
during that time in my life.
I'm just saying I'm missing out on stuff right now.
It was.
So it's
right.
So
I think it's fair.
I didn't say the mother's missing out on anything.
But you asked me about periods. I'm
talking about the child. Right. But she's going to be going.
She still has a mother. Living with me, she still has a mother. That
is what it boils down to. She still has my daughter still calls me every day. Mom, guess what? And I'm on the phone with her for hours. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, she can have that bond. She just lives
and then when she comes over my house on the weekends, I get the whole rundown of everything I missed for the past month in 6th grade drama and everything like that. I'm just like,
I love the beauty of that
all
relationship.
right, come on, because I'm so used to her coming home from school every day and giving it to me in doses, and now she's not living with me full time, so it's like the roles have changed. And at first, I did kind of I felt weird. I felt like I don't know why, and I know I'm not, but I felt like I did beat a little bit only because I was just like.
Because society makes us feel that way.
Exactly, and that's exactly what it boiled down to. And then when I had to check myself. Like, first of all, you have 4 kids. Second of all, if he wants to be this active if he wants to be this active in his own child's life, there is no reason why you should be saying no, because he's ultimately helping you raise this child, rear this child, get this child prepared for life. She's now seeing on 2 different sides of the fence. She's living with her mother. She's seeing how her mother moves. She's living with her father. She's seeing how her father moves. She's getting the game from both sides.
Love it.
And that's what I like. Her father runs nonprofit organizations. He's a mentor. He does a lot of things in the community. Then she's seeing her mother, who's a business owner, and doing this and that. So
awesome.
My daughter is getting that so much.
A shaping
that is not even funny, and I had to just take a step back and say, you know what? Thank you, God.
Pat yourself on the back.
Because I was able to like get up. We were able to get past. We were 17 and 18 when we had Cameron. We were young. I was a senior in high school.
You need to pat yourself on the back. What I told you, I said earlier about parents not being able to raise their children because they're trying to provide for their children. That's a real thing in the Black community.
Right.
A lot of these kids running around here crazy. Haven't been raised.
Right. Yeah.
And then you gotta pat your back on the back. You gotta pat yourself on the back because there are some mothers that will say no. Like how you said, there are some mothers that be like,
Straight
no,
like that.
no, you gotta
First of all, I'm going to court with my oldest son.
And
it's not even that's my best friend.
Shut up.
That's my best friend.
You're tight.
It ain't even nothing about nothing, but we're gonna go to court just to get the joint custody. Just to get joint custody.
That's what me and Sean did.
And she wouldn't fight me. She wouldn't fight me to get that down. You know what I'm saying? She expected me to be. You feel me? They look at me in the highest light. Both of my children, mother, look at me in the highest light. So you know what I'm saying? I just had something to rise to. And that's all it is.
I guess I was just lucky. I didn't grow with both my parents in the same, not always in the same household. Mm-hmm. But wherever my mother moved, my father moved right in the area.
That's good. That's good.
So I could literally walk to their houses.
That's
a
blessing. I'm gonna be because I won't go to Atlanta. I've been wanting to go to Atlanta forever. Yeah. My father passed. I wanted to go to Atlanta. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? My best friend passed. I want to go to Atlanta. Yeah. I'm not going to Atlanta because of my children. You feel me? I can't. My
parents always lived here and here.
All you gotta do.
All I do is walk.
Get your joint custody and then split holidays, all that stuff.
And move my feet how I gotta move. But that's a sacrifice. But that just comes with learning about sacrifice. Because I don't know sacrifice that much. You know what I'm saying? I have a lot to rise to be the father I want to be. Absolutely. That's why I say I love the praise, but it's like, I'm still in the beginning stages. Like even with my oldest, I'm in the beginning stages of wanting to be a good part. You feel me? But I think I got half the battle beat because in my mind I want to do more. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of people is gonna be cool with I get my children on the weekends. They're gonna say like, yo, bump all that. You know what I'm saying? I want to put something here and want to be there. So it's like, as she go through life and as my children go through life, it's like, I got my father. Their mothers, you feel me, do great, but it's something about both parents and the shaping. I had both of my parents around me, you feel me?
And I did. I had my stepfather, but
father shaped the street experiences and having life and learning and knowing life and being stand up. A lot of guys, you get what I'm saying, respect me on the streets, you feel me? I'm a stand-up guy, real rap. You feel me? It's not no cheating my home. I'm a stand-up guy because of my father. Guess what? I felt all the ways against my father. You know what I'm saying? Of how he was showing me how a father should be. I felt ways towards him, but at the end of the day, he raised me and instilled me to be a stand-up guy.
That's what matters at the end of the day.
Exactly. Man, and stuff like that. So it's about the little things and the real raising. You know what
and it's sad that a lot of times we don't realize that till we get older.
We don't. We look at the what you bought your child, and then we're gonna touch that topic later, but that's a bigger issue of people shutting your child's father out because right now he's a bullshit nigga. He can't help you with your bills. He can't do a lot of things, but first of all, that's your fault. You know what I'm saying? You slept with that guy. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, y'all gotta not be so harsh on these men and be harsh in the sense of helping build them, not in the sense of you ain't shit. Because first of all, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm telling you from here right now, I ain't shit. I go to work. I go about, you feel me? I'm gonna do what I gotta do to provide for my kids, but I still gotta be better as a person. For my kids.
We all do though.
You know what I'm saying? So
absolutely.
Yeah, like that should be real.
Everybody can afford to get better.
Bigger picture. Because a lot of people be thinking on some small ass, I do all the shopping for my kids. Like, all right, maybe he's not in a place where he can be shopping right now.
I mean, my kid's father,
let him build. Have some patience. You know
I have two baby fathers and a husband. My two baby fathers, literally all they do is provide for my children financially. That is it. If you ask my children who their father is, they're going to say my husband. They're not even going to think any other thought. That's going to be their first thought.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean,
I say that's honestly, if they wanted to check out
with a check,
you know what I'm saying, and just wanted to bring forth money, this and the third, that's their responsibility.
Yeah.
They made another child. You know what I'm saying? I had a scare with a girl. I felt like she was having a child. It wasn't going to tell me, and it was my child. Ain't no checking out for me. You know what I'm saying? You have a child out here with my name on it. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go to court. We're going to battle. This and the third because I'm going to do right by my child. You feel me? So it's all right for that guy to do that. But shit, I care more about the other side than the money side. Shit, I done had some broke days and you ain't getting shit.
In most cases like that, they came from a household where that's just how it was. One was living overseas with their mother and their father was here in the United States. And the other one's father been in jail his whole life. So they think that, okay, I have this child, so I buy them clothes and toys and games and all the material things. And that's what they do. And like our topic, they buy them designer clothes, stuff like that, but they're not there.
That's not important because, like y'all said to me all the day, all y'all mothers, oh, well, I would do myself. I ain't expecting no nigga. When I get a nigga around this, that's why I'm so focused on having my life together, having my head in the right place, and taking my children, you feel me, past people that way. First of all, money-wise, clothes-wise, they're going to be okay.
That shit outgrows it. They outgrow shit.
Like, first of all, grandma can do good for a season.
Yeah.
She can get the summer clothes. You feel me? Like, stop acting like, you get what I'm saying?
And at the end of the day, look who my children recognize as their father. Not the person buying them all this stuff.
Right. Right. James can give them $5 a piece of lunch money. Thank you, Daddy.
Man, I felt the pressure.
I'm trying to tell you.
Y'all hear me? I felt the pressure. And it wasn't that the pressure was put on me. She had money. You feel me? She was the breadwinner. But at the end of the day, me as a man and knowing what I want to be and want my part in this.
That was your Mexico trip, right?
Huh?
Your Mexico trip. Ha!
Everybody saw that.
Talk about it.
Was like, oh, this nigga finally in love.
Let's go to the country.
Oh,
I didn't see that.
This nigga out the country.
I said, look at my man.
This bitch talking about the country. Let's go to the country. Let's go on the cruise.
I was so proud of you.
I missed that.
Yeah, we were all proud of you.
I was so proud.
What did I miss? What was it? That was so proud.
Oh, his relationship.
He had a cute little relationship.
What?
How long was your relationship?
It was.
I mean, we have been Facebook friends.
28 days.
29 days.
Hey, Kia, 28 days.
You tried. You tried.
I tried. I put my heart into it.
You did. You did, fam. You did.
I did. Good. Look, you got a pat on my back. Hold on, let me tell you.
Go pat him.
Pat. No, but real rap, I was invested. Never been in life invested. That's simple.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
As a man, it was
the guy that has the right intentions for you is gonna wow you. Cause it's gonna just show you how all
so was
them
she
other
buying
niggas.
You?
It's gonna show you all them other niggas. Was she buying me? She tried, but I don't like that type of stuff.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
First
like
all,
you can't buy love.
You
can't buy love.
You can't buy me. I don't care about material stuff.
That comes
from
on
the way in the show. I'm not materialistic. So what could you do for me? I don't want a new pair of baddies. Like I'm rock designer. I don't do all that. You know what I'm saying? What I want to do is have my mind right, have my money right, and have my kids right. That's just simple. Oh, we getting treats. Hold on, let me show
I'm sorry, I'm fat.
These double eggs have crab meat at the bottom.
And how much for a tray of these?
They're usually they are about 55.
55.
But you get 60.
For real?
Mm-hmm.
So seafood deviled egg.
Yeah, they have crab meat.
Let me not eat
crab meat at the bottom.
That's why I don't like her right here. Look.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. We gotta wrap it up while we eat this.
Yes. So,
all right.
Tell them where they can reach you.
You got any specials where they can reach you?
Yes, right now I'm running a special on some of my specialty dishes. Let me just go to it real quick. I can tell y'all the prices. So right now for this week, the sale ends December the 1st. My half pan of seafood mac and cheese, which is usually $75, is $65. My shrimp devil eggs for a 60 count is only $45. The baked mac, which is the base traditional mac, half a pan is only $35, and my henny or honey sriracha wings are only $25. Nice. So if anybody is looking for like a specialty dish for the holidays, you have to order this week and pay this week to get those specialty items. You can find me on Instagram, chef_best, BEST. Or Kedia Taste Buds, that's KIETO, your _taste buds. And www.kediatastebuds.com. They over here tearing these eggs up.
This don't make no sense.
Y'all savages. I don't get it.
I'm Whitley. That's Roxie.
I'm Roxie.
Where can they reach you?
The Roxie and Whitley Show on Instagram and Facebook.
Personal? Okay.
No.
Okay. The Roxie and Whitley Show on Instagram.
Yeah, they can reach me at Bob Hunter on Facebook.
But I thought it was Bob T Crazy for y'all.
That's the one y'all making fun of me on. That's on Snapchat.
Oh, okay.
All right, y'all. Catch y'all next week. We about to eat these. Y'all want some?
Smash on these.
They good.
Y'all want us to say y'all?
Look, she got her napkin ready already. Okay. All right.